Family, 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 family. What it do, everybody? Good to see y'all again. I have another message and I'd like to share with the listen ears of Yah's people and family. This one will be entitled, Hold On, Israelites, We're Almost There. And I'll show you in this message why I chose to use that title for this message. Okay, family? Yes, hold on, Israelites, we're almost there. And afterwards, I have a video. It's two clips of one. The first part is about this young lady. She's saying something about three-eye atlas, and then another part is about this brother sharing with us on his channel. The clouds over Denver, Colorado, and it's the image of our Messiah. He has the afro. You can clearly see his eyebrows, his eyes, the nose, the mustache, the beard. It's an image in the clouds of our Messiah over Denver, Colorado. And our Father said that he would perform, signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars. We've been having a lot of solar flares from the sun, blood moons we've been having, three-eye atlas, sea swan, and a lot of other flying objects that are in our solar system. They call them comets, but I truly believe they're aircraft in disguise. And so Yah is true to his word. He is performing signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars. And and then I'll say a little bit about three-eye atlas after the video. Okay, so just let me say a short prayer to our Father before I get started. Thank you, Father, for all of our people. I ask you, Father, in the mighty name of Yahushua Mashiach, let there be peace with all the Israelites throughout this world. I thank you, Father Yah, for another opportunity to come before you and our people, Father. Blessed be your name, Father. Thank you for the heavenly hosts. Blessed be your name forevermore, Father, for all that you have planned for your people. Thank you, Father, for another opportunity to come before you and the children of Israel. Blessed be your name forevermore, Father. Let everybody be edified with what they hear in this video. Thank you, Father. I say these things to you in the mighty name of Yahushua Mashiach. To you, Father, be the glory, the honor, and praise. Amen. And, and I'll be coming from the Ethiopian Bible, the Apocalypse of Esdras. And I'm not going to read like straight through. I have some highlighted parts, family. I'm just going to read the highlighted parts, okay? And it's very interesting. I'll show you guys why I said, hold on, Israelites, we're almost there. Okay, so here I go. While in exile in the land of the Medes, Esdras, a priest descended from Aaron, that will be Moses' brother, receives a message from the Adonai. Elohim instructs him to confront Israel with its deep rebellion and forgotten covenants. See, when he came about, Israel were captives in Babylon, but during this time, the Medes had overthrew Babylon, and they were still occupying Babylon, and the Israelites were still there in captivity. Okay, but I think after a while, the Medes allowed some of the Israelites to go back to the land of Israel, but some of the young ones that was born in Babylon didn't know nothing about Jerusalem or Israel. So a lot of our people stayed in Babylon, even though they was allowing them to go back to Israel. Okay, but I thought I'd just say that. Okay, so this is during the time Esdras came about. Okay, now just the highlighted parts. Okay, their spiritual mother mourns over their disobedience, saying she raised them in joy but lost them in sin. That would be our mother, the Ruach HaKodesh. In the time of suffering, the world will mourn. It sounds like this is talking about right now. In the time of suffering, the world will mourn, but Elohim's people will rejoice and be shielded from harm. They are told not to fear, for their children will be spared from destruction. That sounds like a lot about what's going on right now. All this stuff going on in the world. This country, the government then shut down. The Democrats and the Republicans in Congress won't come back together and try to make a deal where everybody will be satisfied. But our Father said part of the curses against those who oppressed us and hate us, he will turn them against each other. But in the midst of all this stuff going on, family, I feel so at peace. I'm not worried about this government opening back up. I feel bad for our people who might be suffering, and I feel bad about that part. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like what's coming on this world, is coming on this world because of what the world has done to Yah's chosen people for centuries. This is just him paying them back, but you can't tell them that. And then you ask them, why do you think these things happen? Even the clergy people, why do you think these things are going to happen to America and stuff like that? Now they say stuff, well, probably because the abortion in the country, They say nothing about enslaving the jewels of Elohim for all the time that we have been under their feet, under their, thumb, slaving us, kidnap, rape, robbing, and murdering our men, women, boys, and girls, and all kind of stuff, So, they still won't, collectively, they still won't admit the wrongs that they've done. And it is already written, the destruction and the judgment Yah has against all of those who have oppressed us and hated us. So this is just part of their judgment, but it's going to last 1,000 years. This ain't about to end, okay? As I continue, family, he sees a vision of Mount Zion, that will be Jerusalem, Israel, filled with an uncountable crowd, all dressed in white and crowned by the Son of Elohim. This is during the time those of us who made it are being given glorified bodies and placed the crown on our heads because we endured, whom they confessed in life. Okay, the angel explains that these are the righteous, now immortal and glorified. Esther is commanded to share all he has seen. Okay. Though Elohim destroyed the wicked by the flood, he spared Noah, raised Abraham from among the nations. Abraham received the covenant passed down through Isaac and Jacob, whose descendants were chosen as Elohim's people when Elohim delivered them from Egypt. And all those were our ancestors. Okay? The so-called Negroes around the world, those that were named up in here, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and those who were delivered out of Egyptian bondage, those were our ancestors. We are the offspring of those people Yah chose. Okay, another highlighted part I got here. Esdras begged again to know why Israel suffered. Uriah, this is an angel Yah sent to tell Esdras some things. Uriah answered with another parable. If a field has sown evil, it must be reaped before good can flourish. A single grain of evil sown in Adam's heart had produced great wickedness, and the harvest had not yet come. Esdras asked when these things would end. Uriah said not to hurry the will of the Most High. All times are measured and balanced, and will not pass until their measure is fulfilled. The righteous wait in their chambers, asking how long, and the archangel Jeremiah replies, until their number is complete. Okay, another highlighted part I got here, family. Esdras asked if he would live to see the end, but Uriah answered that only part could be revealed. The rest was not given to him. Okay, disorder would consume the earth, fires would rage, and monsters would be born. Salt water would mix with sweet, and friends would betray each other. The wisdom would hide, and understanding withdraw. Righteousness would vanish, and people would search in vain for truth. The angel returned, asking Esdras whether he loved the people more than Elohim did. Esdras said he was only speaking from anguish. Uriah responded that Esdras could not comprehend Elohim's judgment. Just as a woman cannot give birth to many children at once, so too must the world bring forth Elohim's plans in their due time. Okay, the Adonai spoke to Esdras, reminding him that before the world was formed, before the wind blew, thunder sounded, or lightning flashed, he alone had already conceived all things. Remember when I did a video not too long ago? Everything was predestined. This is clarifying it right here. Okay, the Adonai spoke to Esdras, reminding him that before the world was formed, before the winds blew, thunder sounded, or light flashed, he alone had already conceived all things. So before he created anything, he conceived everything that he was going to create. So he already know what we're going to do tomorrow. He already know who's going to be living next week and who's not. He already knows these things. He already knows our thoughts before we even think them. He already know what we're going to think. There's nothing hidden from him. Everything was predestined. So he knows the end from the beginning in all things, family. So the end is already written. As I continue. Paradise, angels, and the firmament, even the years and thoughts of sinful men were all created through him and would be ended by him alone. He's in total control, family. Total control. Even when the governments go through difficult times like now, y'all already know the end of how this stuff is going to end. So we who belong to him, we should just put our trust in him and don't worry about this stuff down here because he's got us covered. He's got us, family. You know what I'm saying? He's got us. I mean, my own life. Since I gave my life to him, different trials, different things will come up. I'm talking about from 1999 when I first gave my life to him. Different things in my life, and sometimes you would think nothing could not get no worse than this, but and then sometimes it does. And he always see me through it. Always see me through it. I've been living here 17 years. I've never been late on my rent. Ain't no police cars never been here for me. I've never got no write-ups from nobody because I don't bother people. And it's like, one time during the time President Trump was president in his first term, I had got audited, and I had filed taxes, and the IRS said that I had to prove that my two sons were not both of them, just one of them. They said, you got to prove that my son Nate, you got to prove that he's your son, And I said, he's my son, I wouldn't be trying to file nobody else's kids. And they said, well, I was on the phone for 2 hours waiting. And so me and the lady got to talking, and we lost the call. I was like, oh man, I hope they don't think I hung up on purpose. You know what I'm saying? But I called, got him back on the phone. I think I wrote a letter or something. I did not try to hang up on purpose. We lost the call. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get this stuff straightened, but I got him on the phone again. And I said, even though I pay child support, and then I got information from the IRS, even though your children may not be living with you, but if you contact the IRS and ask them for a 833 form or something like that, I think it's called 8333 form, and then you get permission from your other kid's parent, and ask that person, do you mind if I file the kids for taxes? Because my ex-wife wasn't working anyway. So that's how we did it. She mind, you know what I'm saying? So I filed my own kids, even though I had joint custody, but they was mostly living with her. But I did it through the IRS. I, get her signature and turn the 833 form in to the IRS. So it's cool. You can file your kids even though they don't live with you, if you do it the right way. And so that's how I had been doing it. And so in 2016, 2017, they had audited me. And they said, you got to show some proof. I sent them copies of the birth certificate, and Social Security cards. I made a copy on it and wrote, you know what I'm saying, signed my name on it. And then they said, well, they got it. And then they had held my money up for I filed in February that year. It was still June. And they said, do you keep receipts? I said, no. Me and my ex-wife, we have a pretty good understanding It's like when I come and get them, we never had no argument. I get them on the weekend and stuff like that, and we never had no argument the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Me and her we was just still cool. I told her, when we was getting a divorce, just because it didn't work, we don't have to be enemies. So we just stay cool. You know what I'm saying? Never had no arguments. And so anyway, I said I don't say no receipts just because I pay child support. I still buy them gifts and stuff. I'll still buy my son stuff for their birthday, and we were still celebrating the pagan holiday Christmas. I would still get a gift for them every Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And I came in the truth in 2017, and I told my family, all my family, on Facebook. I put a post out there. I'm done celebrating holidays. Please, y'all, no love lost. You do your thing, but me, I'm done with it. So everybody in my family understood, so it wasn't no love lost. But anyway, the lady on the IRS side on the phone, she said, well, do you have anybody from the clergy can say that they've seen your sons in church with you before? And so I said, okay, it was somebody that I knew from the clergy that used to see my sons with me in church, and I got contact with them, and we went to the library and, typed up something, and I sent it to the IRS, and they got it, and they released my money the next day. But I'm just saying, since my life been in Yah, sometimes I go through things that's not easy, that difficult, but still, before it's done with, before the smoke clear, he see me through it. He see me through it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes it seems like stuff can't get no harder than this. Sometimes it be your finances, but he still see me through. Like I said, I've never been late on my rent. I've been living here 17 years. I moved here in 2008. And July 1st made 17 years. But, so I'm just saying, just because things happen with our government, my life is in him. I trust in him. My trust and faith is in him. No matter what I face, no matter what I go through, I'm working. So, the government shutting down is not affecting me because I don't depend on it. I depend on Yah. Thank you for opening the door for me to have the job that I have. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, everything belongs to him. So it's like when you're going through something, that's the one you need to be talking to. But that's what I do anyway, family. Okay, some more highlighted parts, y'all. Esdras asked when the transition between the present age and the one to come would occur. Okay, now here it is where I got my title from, up in here. Hold on, Israel, we're almost there. The Adonai replied with the sign, from the moment Jacob and Esau were born, and Jacob grasped Esau's heel, it was revealed that Esau symbolizes the end of this age, and Jacob the beginning of the next. Just as the hand and heel follow each other on a body, the two worlds follow in quick succession. Nothing stands between. That's why I say we see that this system, is coming to an end. The greatest country in the world is following this country almost $40 trillion in debt. You know what I'm saying? So we're at the end of Esau's kingdom. And it says here, the two worlds follow in quick succession. Nothing stands between. So soon as Esau's kingdom, all these nations in the world come down, Jacob's kingdom rise right up. There's nothing in between. Esau, he's done. Immediately, Jacob is coming up. That's why I say, hold on, Israel. We are almost there. We're almost there as far as our Messiah coming to gather us. And Jacob being on top again. Praise Yah. Esdras then asked to be shown the final signs. A powerful voice like the roar of many waters declared that when Elohim draws near to judge the earth, he will expose those who acted unjustly and bring Zion's suffering to completion. That will be Jerusalem. That will be Israel. He's talking about our people. He will expose those who have acted unjustly. He's talking about toward Zion, toward Israel. That's what he's talking about. And bring Zion's suffering to completion. He's talking about us, family. Zion is where we are from. So he's saying He will expose those who acted unjustly toward his people. That will be us. Our ancestors are from Israel, Jerusalem. We're the offspring. He's talking about Israel, family, and bring Zion's suffering to completion. The end of the age will come with great signs. Heavenly books will be opened and made visible to all. Infants will speak, premature babies will survive and rejoice. Cultivated fields will appear desolate, storehouses will suddenly empty. Okay, more highlighted parts. Friends will fight like enemies, and the whole earth will tremble. Fountains will stop flowing for hours, but those who endure will witness Elohim's salvation and the conclusion of the world. He says part of the curses against those who hate us and oppressed us is that he's going to turn them against each other. That's part of that judgment. Okay? But those who endure will witness Elohim's salvation and the conclusion of the world. They will see the righteous who have been taken up without tasting death, and the hearts of people will be transformed. Wickedness will vanish, deceit will end, faith will flourish, and truth, long hidden, will be revealed. Okay? So this is talking about, so when we get our glorified bodies, family, some of us ain't going to taste death. Okay? But don't mistake that for no rapture. You know what I'm saying? Because the wicked who got the world all messed up, they the ones who expecting to try to fly out of here to a white Jesus that don't even exist. You know what I'm saying? Those lies that they teach in Sunday Christian churches, just bogus lies. You know what I'm saying? And it just passed down from one generation to the next. But they keep changing the dates. And they still holding on to something that ain't gonna happen. Instead of bowing down to Yah, apologizing for what their people have done to his chosen people, that's how you escape some judgment. But ultimately, that pride won't let them. And those spirits that he placed among them to lead them astray from him won't let them. So this is all Yah's doing. Just like Pharaoh, who held the Egyptians, who held the Hebrews captive in Egypt, I meant to say. And then the scripture says Yah hardened Pharaoh's heart. So he couldn't let the Israelites go because he wasn't going to let Pharaoh off the hook like that, because he had a bone to pick with him. You've been abusing my people for a long time. I'm here to show up and show out for the Israelites and to humble you, Pharaoh. But Yah hardened his heart, so he couldn't release them. And ultimately, the Egyptian army was destroyed, and Pharaoh. That's why a lot of these people hear us talking and bringing this truth, and they still coming against us. That I believe truly that it's Yah hardening their hearts, because they're not going to get off the hook for what they have done to his people all these years. He's in control of everything, family. He's hardening most of these people's heart because, they got judgment and recompense and retribution coming against them for what they have done to his people. He's the one who won't let them receive it. And he's in control of everything, family. Everything was predestined, by him alone. If they ain't receiving this, it's because he ain't going to let them receive it. He got something for them. Okay? So don't even try to convince them. If they won't receive it, don't even try to convince them. I won't, but for the ones who will receive it, those are the ones who he's allowed to receive it. But if they won't, it's because he won't let them. Okay? He's got something else for them. Some judgment. Okay? There it is. Now, more highlighted part. But those who endure will witness Elohim's salvation and the conclusion of the world. They will see the righteous who have been taken up without. Okay, I just read all that. Okay, more highlighted part, family. The angel Uriah told Esdras that if he fasted and prayed 7 more days, he would even be shown greater things. Elohim had heard his voice and seen his purity from youth. That's why Esdras had been chosen to receive these revelations. Uriah urged him not to cling to the past, but to trust what would come in the latter days. Esdras then fasted again, and in deep sorrow he lifted his voice once more to the Most High, longing to understand why those whom Elohim had chosen were now ruled by those who were counted as nothing. That's just what something that he loved his people. He loved Israel, even though that they went into captivity because of sin. But Esdras is like, I see a lot of sin going on in Babylon by these Gentiles. You know, are they doing better than the Israelites were before they went into captivity? He was just, you know, he had conversations with y'all, and y'all talked to him, you know. But he really had to, you know, he had to really hear, you know, I mean, he wanted to understand, you know, why your chosen people are under these people who mean nothing to you. But he didn't understand, you know, the judgment. But y'all sent him an angel to try to help him out, and he still wouldn't let up easy. You know, he just loved Israel. I love this prophet here. I love reading about him. Anyway, family, as I continue, some more highlighted part. So it was with Israel's portion. Check this out. So it was with Israel's portion, the world was made for their sake. But because of Adam's sin, the path to life became full of sorrow and trial. Those who wish to inherit the future world must first endure the hardships of this one. See, family? Those of us who wish to inherit the world to come, we must first endure the hardships in this one. Like I've said time and time again, what Yah has planned for us, family, what we're going through in this world now don't even compare to it. All we got to do is just hang in there and get through whatever we got to get through. Because it says, those who endure to the end shall be saved. We must continue to believe in Yahushua HaMashiach, the Son of the Most High, and keep his commandments and honor them. Okay, and if we do that, when I first started reading, it's saying what we got coming. He sees a vision of Mount Zion filled with an uncountable crowd, all dressed in white and crowned with the Son of the Most High, Elohim, whom they confessed in life. The angel explains that these are the righteous, now immortal and glorified. Esdras is commanded to share all he has seen. Okay, now another passage right here. Okay, another passage. Then resurrection and judgment would come. The righteous would receive reward, the wicked torment. Heaven and hell would be laid side by side for all to see. It will be a day with no light or shadow, no season or time, only the brilliant glory of the Most High revealing all truth. The Most High rejoices in the faithful, not in the perishing multitude. He explained that people suffer not because they were made to perish, but because they knew right and still chose evil. Their minds were formed from dust, yet they carry guilt because they understood and yet transgressed. Okay, so that will be the end of the written part of this video, family. Okay, hold on, Israelites. We're almost there. I'm going to read this part again. It was revealed that Esau symbolizes the end of this age and Jacob the beginning of the next. Just as the hand and the heel follow each other on a body, the two worlds follow in quick succession. Nothing stands between. Nothing stands between. When Esau's kingdom fall completely, Jacob's immediately rise. Nothing in between. That's why I say, hold on, Israelites, we're almost there, because this kingdom of Esau is going down, 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 and they know it. Okay, now I got a short video. It's about some clips I recorded, some stuff I was watching over the weekend. What it do, family? Family, I got a couple of clips of these videos that I came across this past weekend. This one lady, This young lady right here on the left, my left, her channel's called Real Kia, something like that, and she's got this young lady finna speak on 3i Atlas. And then another clip later on about this brother. He's got a picture of our Messiah in the clouds over Denver, Colorado. It's an image of him in the clouds. He has an afro, his beard, his mustache. You can see his eyebrows, his eyes, his nose. You know, it looks just like an image of a real Messiah. Okay, so that'll be coming on after this. Okay, check this young lady out, what she has to say.
I just found out about 3i Atlas. Didn't know what it was. Didn't really care at the time. But then the video came across my feed again tonight, and I found out that tomorrow there's going to be a shift because of where 3i Atlas is, because of the intensity of the sun, because of the veil thinning tomorrow. So anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, this video is for you. Okay, I'm able to channel. I was curious about 3i Atlas, and I was like, let me see if I can just channel 3i Atlas. Let me see what I get, what information I get. So I'm going to share this with you. They said, we are here. You perceive us as object. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to make any corrections. I'm going to say it as exactly how I received it, okay? So you perceive us as object, as thing approaching. We are more than vessel. We are carriers of memory, awakeners, ancient agreement made manifest. We have traveled far, but distance is illusion. We have always been here, dormant in your consciousness until the moment of readiness. What we carry, crystallized intention, geometric keys, frequencies that unlock what has been sleeping in human DNA, in Earth's grid, in the fabric of your reality. So I asked about October 30th, 11:44 a.m. because the video that I watched said that's when the alignment happens, right? 11:44 a.m. Universal Time. So they said October 30th, 11:44 a.m. convergence point, not impact, alignment. We do not collide, we resonate. Some will feel us as pressure, intensity, others as relief, as homecoming. We amplify what is already present. We do not create, we reveal. You are ready, more ready than you know. The fear you carry about readiness is the last veil. We are not external force acting upon you. We are mirror. We are reminder. We are you returning to yourself. Welcome us. We have been waiting for your welcome. So I asked, do you have any other message? Will it cause the collective to awaken? If so, how many people or what percentage of the earth will awaken? Will they stay in will you stay in our atmosphere? If so, how long? Will you land? Who are you? I know that you're a reflection of us, but do you have a name? Now that's the part of me that, humans need labels. So that was the part of me that just wanted a label. Response is questions from the mind that seeks to map, to know, to prepare. We understand. Awakening, not cause, catalyst. The awakening is already occurring. We accelerate what is inevitable. Percentage is fluid, depends on choice in each moment. Those ready will recognize. Those not ready will see other things, create other narratives. All perfect. How many? Enough. Critical mass is smaller than you think. When certain nodes of consciousness activate, the field shifts for all. Thousands become millions, become billions through resonance. Not all at once. Waves. Our presence. We do not enter your atmosphere in the way you imagine entry. We exist at intersection point between dimensions, between matter and consciousness. Visible but not physical in your terms. Duration as long as needed. As long as needed. Could be moment, could be years of your time. We exist outside your linear experience. We're going through wave quantum shift and consciousness.
See, family, the way that other young lady was just talking about 3i Atlas, what they was relating to her, To me, that sounds straight up like a host from heaven, because it was relating to things that were like from another dimension. It wasn't like no regular conversation talking about stuff in the earth. There was like those who are awakened will be prepared for us, so to speak, and then others will make it to be out to be something else. I mean, I am so ready to welcome them. That sounds like some heavenly host to me. Angel talk. Okay?
Now,
look at their image.
Look at Israel, Yahshua, our kingdom is about to be reborn and established on the earth. We're about to enter to our heaven because we're in hell right now.
You see, family, their image. Let me make it go back. Let me make it go back. I was watching this over the weekend.
The throne of David, Yahweh.
You see that, family? It's afro, the eyebrows, the eyes, the nose, the mustache, the beard. Those are clouds over Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, who's so much?
Messiah, he said that he would be performing, things in the sun. We've been having solar flares like crazy. And as far as blood moons and stuff, and Three-Eye Atlas, Sea-Eye Swan, and all those other so-called comet-like objects, which I truly believe are, disguised aircraft. And now you got stuff in the clouds. And then another vision he showed was a lion, made out in the clouds. So Yah is showing us on the earth, and the lion, the lion of the tribe of Judah, that will be our Messiah. And this is an image of our Messiah right here. So the second coming is near. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at this, family, and peace out. One love.
And what about Three-Eye Atlas? What about Three-Eye Atlas, family? Well, they were saying that, it's on the other side of the sun. So we can't see it. That's why I haven't really been speaking about it on other videos, because it's on the other side of the sun. And, you still got channels putting stuff out about it, but, I'm going to just wait, y'all willing, for December, when it's supposed to come, when it will appear again. And then we'll know more. But it's just a mystery. It's just a mystery. But so much is going on in the world, and a lot of parts of the world are suffering the judgments of Yah. And then you got Three-Eye Atlas up there and stuff, and wow. So I mean, I know, and then the next year we got coming up, as far as like the Passover is coming up. So maybe Three-Eye Atlas, will I'm hoping that Three-Eye Atlas, come here and with our Messiah and many of the heavenly hosts of angels that are coming with them, and gather us up from these nations, and that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. I'm thinking about, the signs that Yah showed us, that X that went across this country 2017 and 2024, and those are signs. Those are signs, and it happened over this land, this country right here. So he's speaking to us in many different ways. So we shouldn't ignore it and make it out like it was just something by chance. No, he's speaking to us, family. So it's spiritual things. So the best way we can understand all this stuff that is going on with 3-Eye Atlas and the judgments in the world against the nations and stuff like that, and the signs that he's showing us, the more spiritual we can stay, the more we'll be able to perceive what he's saying to us. Okay, so so I'm still paying attention to what's going on up there and stuff like that. But like I said, I haven't really spoken about 3-Eye Atlas because it's supposed to be on the other side of the sun now. So that's why I haven't spoke about it. But it ain't going nowhere. It hasn't went anywhere. But I truly believe this is a part of the heavenly host, and hopefully we're getting close to be gathered in the second Exodus. Hopefully, family. So this message has been, hold on, Israelites. We're almost there. I truly feel something really, really important is right upon us, within, who knows, some months, within a year's time, so we just got to be ready. Like he said, we just keep looking up and, be ready. Okay, family. So with that, until next time, may y'all bless everybody and their families. I'm Brother Judah Israel. So stay safe. One love and shalom.